Hello there, beautiful sacred heart. Monica Bermudez, intuitive quantum energy healer, coming on live in my Facebook group. So I was feeling the need to be outside to do this love wisdom message that wants to come through about the signs of the universe when it comes to numbers, repeating numbers, ascending or descending numbers. Um, so just so you know, since I'm out here, you may hear some background noise as well. So apologies in advance, but this is something that I was just feeling, getting this fresh air and being out in nature and just tuning in with this love wisdom message that wants to come through and channel from our spirit guides, from our own, internal higher source. So, there's so many numbers out there, right? There's the numbers that repeat themselves, like 111, 222, 333, 444. And I personally see a lot of them myself. And also, there's also thanks to Jody, who commented earlier about the ascending and the descending numbers. The ascending numbers are like the ascending numbers are like 1, 2, 3. Descending is the reverse of that, it'd be like 3, 2, 1. And I want to talk about all of that, and also in relation to all the ascension energy in the quantum field and what's been occurring right now. A lot of signs going on, a lot of changes, a lot of energy all over the place. And I just want to share, this may be a quick video because I just realized that my phone is not fully charged. So, and, just to talk a bit about some of my experience with this, I was reflecting on this from my initial break, my biggest deep, dark night of the soul was the catalyst, of when I went through a divorce. It was a catalyst for so many things, okay? It wasn't just on the relationship aspect, but also my whole soul purpose mission here on this earth, which many of us have. And so when I was really tapping into this and remembering, I was remembering how much the numbers had increased. And I was seeing a lot of the repetitive numbers, but I was also remembering that I was seeing the descending numbers as well. And so, this is an interesting one. So I want to talk about the descending numbers because I don't see the descending numbers as much now in present moment. But I was reflecting back, when I initially was going through my own dark night of soul. And so what I feel with the descending numbers, like the 3, 2, 1 that I mentioned as an example, is that there is a message in there about going reverse, or going out of alignment with the pathway of the ascending energy. So when I talk about the ascending energy, it's about going into these higher frequencies of energies and really tapping into your own soul alignment and your own pathway. And with us being in the quantum field really is about the ascension energy and being in these like really higher frequency vibrational energies that we are accelerating on this path. And the energies are really supporting this acceleration of the ascension is really what I get, from that. And so because we are in this quantum field, the timelines are also all over the place. And it just feels that manifestation is also happening at a very accelerated way. And the time itself is moving at light speed because in the ascension, it's really about the time is now going to work with a light speed. So it's not the linear way that we're used to before, where, it was very sequential and it was a much slower pace than it is now. Now it's just really tapping more into your own heart center. And when we do that, we're also tapping into our own quantum field energy and are interconnected with our higher source of energy, but also with everybody. And so with that comes all of these numbers all over the place, right? We have, the 1, 2, 3, which is, considered like the ascension numbers, which means, hey, this is a confirmation that you are on the right path of this ascension, that you are, moving forward in the direction that you're going to. And then you have the repetitive numbers, which is also another form of confirmation as well. So essentially, all of these numbers have their own universal signs from our guides. And so they're just helping us on the pathway that, we are meant to be in our own soul alignment. And that I also use the heart alignment, because the sacred heart that I emphasize so much is about the heart being fully in its own awakened state, where it's so interconnected to your own soul essence. And that soul essence is your soul purpose. So this is exactly, what happened to me and my example that I was talking about earlier of the divorce, and the whole catalyst was that is that when I started to become more aware of these numbers, or just being aware of it, that I started to realize that, hey, my guys are really trying to get my attention over here in whatever way that may be, that your numbers are significant symbol to them. And so they are universal, and they'll just appear in whatever sequence, works for you, especially. So they will just be guiding you in that way and telling you that, also, indicating to you that they are with you, and that they are, also communicating to you through these numbers. And so that's really what I wanted to jump on here to talk about, the whole numbering sequence. As part of, your guides, they all include the star family, your ancestors, and angels. Whoever you feel you resonate with, could also be the ascended masters. So all of these, are just a sign for you and the direction that you're moving, and where it is that you need to pay attention in your life and what's been going on in your situation. So just know that you're not alone. So that's the other thing that I became so aware of, that, hey, I'm really not alone, because I'm seeing these numbers everywhere. So, it's that impulse that you feel all of a sudden, that to look in a certain direction, right? Like, it could be the clock, it could be, say, a car license plate, that all of a sudden you look over and it says 222. And so there is no coincidence to, looking over a certain direction, or feeling that impulse to look in that direction and seeing some repetitive number, or ascending number, or descending number. They are communicating with you, and they're communicating with all of us. And right now, in this quantum field that we are in right now, these higher frequencies of energy, they're going to be more so with us. We're going to see more of them communicating with us through different means, through our heart center, through our, the signs that we see. And the key is to just stay in that awareness of, what is showing up for you, where you're paying attention to, where you're being guided to pay attention to something from your intuitive side. So I hope you got something from this. Feel free to comment in the comment below, and let me know what your thoughts are. What numbers have you been seeing? I have been seeing personally a lot of 333 and 444 and the 222. And these are all my favorite numbers. The other thing that I wanted to mention is about the numbers themselves, right? So what do some of these numbers mean? Okay, so some of the things that, I've been also like looking at and feeling with these numbers that you can also look at, is that the number one, for instance, is about unity. And number two, I consider to be like as of duality. Number three is, something to do with creation and manifestation. So you can also look at it from that way. It's however you feel the impulse of your own guidance. And Jody says she's been seeing a lot of numbers, but I don't know what they actually mean. And it's okay if you don't know exactly what they mean. So we're not really meant to really overanalyze any of it, but really just tune into your heart centers. The guidance that I'm feeling right now is the message, that I want to relay from our guides, is to just really tune into your heart center and really feel into those numbers, and however way, it will present itself, and what message they want to give to you at that time. And it could be just a validation or a confirmation that you're not alone, that they're with you. And, also letting you know that the path that you're on is in your alignment of your own soul, your heart. But really, the key is what your heart is telling you at that time, because that is how our guides communicate to us, is through our heart center. And it is just so key for all of this, with the ascension energies and everything that is changing right now around us. I really emphasize how much the heart is so important, because that is where I really started when I went through my divorce. I really just worked on my heart center chakra so much, clearing so much of the karmic and the ancestor patterns that is just tapped into this deep, like, awakening of the sacred heart, of this much deeper, connection to source of its universal love. And so, okay, so there goes the noise. Um, so anyway, so sorry for the interruption, but so that's the message about, speaking of, abrupt changes and things that may come up spontaneously, like now. That's exactly where, we're asking, to really step more fully into our heart center to be able to navigate through any surprise changes that may occur, because that's really what it feels like being in these energies. So there's so much, that I could talk about in the quantum field itself, but in simple terms, though, is everything that is interconnected, everything has its purpose and its reason for its existing. I can talk more about that in other videos. So the other thing I wanted to just make an announcement. I will be, coming on several podcasts. There will be one on this month that I will be talking about soon, to let everybody know. And I'll be talking more about the heart for that one. And then there's another one, September, where I'm going to be talking about the ancestors and the voices of the ancestors. And that's going to be on Love Light, Living in the Spirit of Love. So I've been also posting those dates in my Facebook group, but if this goes on my YouTube channel, it'll be in the description area as well. So this is the message I wanted to share for now. So I'll probably go now before another noise pops up or before my battery discharges from my phone. But I'm sending you all so much love, and feel free to write any comments or anything that you need. Feel free to reach out to me. Take care. Bye for now.